Starting off strong, we have January. I spent $783,000 in January.
People did some digging and realized she's been faking everything.
I'm not naming no names, but I wish you guys knew how easy it is to fake being wealthy for the internet here in LA.
So today we're going to be talking about some shocking news that's been going around. Influencers faking their wealth to show off online. Unbelievable, I know. Even with the information on the luxury market as a whole we've gone over in the past week, we still see story after story of influencers faking vacations, spending sprees, their clothing hauls, the vehicles that they drive, really anything, just to get a little bit more attention online, because it works. We have a lot of examples to go over along with some of your comments from previous videos, so if you want to be featured on a future video, leave it in the comments down below. But let's just start off with the most recent story.
She was considered one of the richest Asian influencers on TikTok until people did some digging and realized she's been faking everything. Her name is Mei Lee Young, and she claims to live in a penthouse, spends insane amount of money every month while flying first class, riding around in Rolls Royces and other luxury cars, and never forgets to flex her massive designer handbag collection in every video. But here's the thing, none of it is real. She's been stealing her rich friends' Instagram pics and passing them off as her own to fake the luxury life. Not to mention those designer bags, not hers, she films in her friend's closet and uses it to stage content. And you'd think a rich influencer would have their own room when they travel, but nope, she's sharing one with her sister after flying economy. And to make things worse, there's no penthouse either. She lives in a shared apartment with the same friend she steals from, splitting bills, which is pretty clear because her day in the life videos is just her on the couch in the bed with half of her face showing. And even though her parents own trampoline parks, it is nowhere near enough to fund the life she pretends to have online.
So before we get a little bit more in depth, we could look at the comments that don't make it much better. May has responded, we'll see in a second, but then all the other comments are talking about other influencers. Irene is the real deal. This is why I like Rebecca Bloom. So there are many people's entire accounts, their entire personality is just showing how high they could rack up the bill, buying as much expensive luxury stuff as they could possibly think of, and that's the entirety of the content.
So I went to Hermes and I basically just picked whatever I want, and I don't even know how much I spent. So let's find out how much I spent together. All right, first I got like this mini lamp thing and it was $1,200. Okay, next I spent $15,700 on a mini Kelly necklace, and it's like 18 karat and it has like diamonds on it.
You'll get the gist of what this entire channel is about. I guess what many creators' channels are about, because it's just the same video over and over again, almost in the exact same spot with all the handbags, whether they're authentic or fake in the background. And I know with the way that I make my videos and how I sound, I'm not the Mr. Beast charismatic, jumping around the screen all the time, yelling and shouting, being super happy. But when your entire content is just like this, and I spent $20,000 on this thing and then I spent $30,000, like, you clearly know that her entire following is just because she's saying big numbers on the screen. There is no entertainment other than the numbers. But she adds on to the almost rage bait with this type of content as well, because you could see it doesn't sit right with a lot of people. The giggling doesn't sit right with me. I don't get what's so funny. It's crazy how $30,000 could absolutely be life-changing for a lot of people, and she's just not taking it seriously, and that's the entirety of the content, just being so nonchalant with unbelievable amounts of money. And apparently it's fake. Now real quick, we could go to her response for all of this. She ended up doing a TikTok live to prove all her haters wrong and show the amount of credit card debt she's in.
I went out 3 nights for my birthday. Like, oh, here, look at my credit card statements. 60K, 52K, almost 53K. Like, look, I still have $47,000 to pay off. Oops. I still have $40,000 to pay off. Ah. Oh.
I don't think you have to prove anything.
And then I still have $15,000 I have to pay off here, and then
So that's basically all that happened during that whole live stream. Doesn't prove that she actually has the money. It just shows that she's in insane credit card debt, which, if you watch my videos on my main channel, many normal people have gotten into way worse credit card debt compared to what she's showing on the live stream. So that doesn't really prove that she has all the money to actually pay for this, along with all the Instagram pictures that she was taking from her friends, making it look like it was her own. She had a response to this as well, saying that her friends were actually borrowing her clothes from her closet and then going out to ski trips and all of these vacations, and they were actually taking from her instead. Now, either way, there's not 100% proof that she's lying, but I don't think it's the best move when if you go onto her page that has 500,000 followers right now, she doesn't have many videos up, period, which I thought was very odd because several months ago, I did actually stumble across this user and I used one of her clips for a very old overspending video. And she does not have that video up on the channel anymore. A lot of the videos that people were criticizing her for when she was throwing out insane numbers are now deleted. Very interesting. I mean, for example, here's one of the clips that I saved a long time ago.
All right, let's find out my 2024 yearly wrap on my credit cards. Starting off strong, we have January. I spent $783,000 in January. Well, let me explain.
So it's a several minute long video going through every single month, and I think some of them she only spent like $40,000 or $50,000. She was like, oh, you know, I did pretty good this month. Haha, I didn't spend that much. That's basically the entirety of the content. But now with all of this backlash and people starting to dig into her actual life, many of these videos have been deleted. So you could come to whatever conclusion that you want. Either she does have all of this money, or at least her friend does, or she's just been faking it to get attention, but either way, it's worked. We have a couple comments from you guys from the luxury video. There's no such thing as a luxury quality anymore, only luxury prices, and I truly feel sorry for the people who base their self-worth on what they wear or how they look. But that's becoming increasingly more common because it's even profitable now if you show that off online. But here we have a clip showing us how easy it is to fake all of this just for internet clout.
I'm not naming no names, but I wish you guys knew how easy it is to fake being wealthy for the internet here in LA. A lot of those big money guys and your favorite creators don't live where you think they live. So up the street from here, we have this $100 million mansion that costs $90 an hour to rent out. A lot of creators rent that space once a week, film their content, and make it look like they live there. Rent a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, 99 bucks an hour. It gets crazier because most people in LA have a following, because to be a model or an actor, there's a lot of casting calls you can't go to unless you have a following. What used to happen is when you got with an agency, they would dump you a bunch of bots. Now most people realize how that damages an account, but the metrics are still there. And since most people don't know how to do that, they end up buying followers, likes, comments, shares, everything, so they can go to casting calls and keep their agency. There's even more because there's agency funded houses out here. Anyone who's part of that agency can go film there and make it look like they live there. And they encourage you to do this because it looks better for the internet. But there's even more because we also have designer rental services. It's between $300 and $800 a month, and you get bags, shoes, sunglasses, clothing, anything you need, all designer. Just wear it, get your pictures, and then send it back. As long as you didn't ruin it, you don't have to pay for it. You can fully construct a lifestyle out here of wealth. And that's part of the reason we're starting to get a bunch of influencer debt resolution companies now. Like, you don't need to feel bad about yourself. Just wear the 10-cent shirt from the thrift store. Nobody cares, I promise you. Build your content around something else. You don't have to look rich to be a creator.
I remember seeing ads a couple years ago, I don't know if they're still around, but there was another subscription service company that you would be able to rent your sneakers, because at least at the time, Jordans were insanely popular. Almost every release was selling out right away and everybody wanted a pair, so you could actually rent them, wear those shoes, and send them back. I've also seen the same thing with purses and watches, and I guess you could kind of fabricate every aspect of your life in LA. But now in the age of social media and the internet, this is the new Hollywood. So we're gonna see all the people using those tactics to get casting calls and become actors or famous people in LA just to be able to increase their following online on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere. Now we have a comment from you guys that I don't know why more people really haven't realized this, but I guess what other choice do they have if they are going the route of I'm gonna be the next Kardashian and I just flaunt all my millions of dollars? I feel like it just starts putting a target in your head, especially in today's world with the economy. If I ever had as much money as some of these influencers claim to have, the last thing I'd do is flaunt it all over social media. This is how you end up on a Dateline special about how your body hasn't been found. As dark as that sounds, I don't have to tell you how many people are agitated right now with the cost of living barely being able to survive. And then you have a whole bunch of 18 or 20-year-old influencers trying to make it look like they have millions of dollars driving around in Rolls Royces and whatever. It'll end up making a lot of people angry. And another thing with the internet and social media is that people could look into your life a lot more than you think. So more people trying to fake it till they make it end up getting called out more and more often now.
So a lot of us know by now that Kylan and Izzy did a luxury Christmas haul for items that they got, and a lot of people noticed that the designer items appeared to be fakes. A couple of the tells, people said that the finish for the box that these Chanel shoes came in is different than the finish of the box that authentic Chanel shoes come in. And people also said that the piping on this Chanel bag is way too thick for authentic Chanel. Amid this backlash, Kylan made a TikTok, which has now been deleted, in which she admitted that some of the items she got in her luxury haul haul were fake. She said she didn't think to ask for the authenticity card, and she thought it was normal that people have a mixture of designer and fake stuff in their wardrobe. That would have been fine. However, Izzy and Kylan's mom then posted this TikTok claiming she got these fake items from The Real Real. The Real Real, if you didn't know, is a brand that sells designer items secondhand. And they claim that all of their items are authentically designer. So users started flooding The Real Real's social media being like, do you sell fakes? Because we thought that everything you sold was authentic. Obviously just a PR nightmare for The Real Real. So The Real Real had to post this on TikTok to clarify how they authenticate designer items. And then to kind of end the saga, the girls posted this haul where they showed that after all the drama, their parents felt so bad that they ended up buying them the authentic luxury items.
So at the end there, how would you be able to trust them if they tried to lie and deceive you the first time? And then I also thought it was funny that they tried to pass the buck that, oh, you know, they got scammed. They went to one of the designer websites and bought a whole bunch of fake stuff there. It wasn't us. Even though the first excuse from the girl was, oh, I thought it was normal to have authentic and fake stuff in everybody's wardrobe. I thought everybody knew that. Magically, they never said it in any of the unboxing videos though. It's all a complete facade, and I mean just lying through their teeth with absolutely anything just to get a little bit more attention. We could see some of the comments. Tanya Darnell, which I believe to be their mother, posted that the girls paid for their own plastic surgery. So any of the beauty standards trying to compare yourself to these influencers is completely blown out of the water. On the second haul, the girls said that they got the plastic surgery for Christmas. Another lie. The whole Real thing is such an obvious cop-out to me. That's what I thought too, just passing the buck. Very convenient when everybody's calling you out for fakes. I've heard it happening, but the odds of being fake is highly unlikely, especially several things that you buy in one single haul. But again, this kind of stuff works. 1.1 million followers. We have another comment from you that highlights when all of these influencers were just admitting that they were lying. Make a video of the influencers who confessed all their wrongdoings when they thought TikTok was going to close. I haven't made a dedicated video, but I did talk about it a few different times. Various fitness influencers saying that they didn't actually work out, lying about the restock videos. There was somebody who was making ice that never used it. It's very weird stories. But you also had other influencers saying that none of their stuff was authentic, even though they never said it throughout any of the videos of showing all their Louis Vuitton and all the Dior and Chanel stuff that they were getting. But especially over the past couple weeks with the luxury videos that we've seen, especially with China and the fake markets, we're starting to see full influencers that just show all of their replica stuff.
Let's do a bag haul. These are all from the app that shall not be named, so shh. These are all from the same seller, and everything's gonna be linked in my bio. So first we have a Chanel. Let's open her up. Oh my gosh.
So this creator is not trying to fake it. She's outwardly showing the yellow app is DHgate. If you didn't know what that was, you're not allowed to say DHgate on TikTok. I'm pretty sure you get banned. So that's kind of their workaround for it. But these types of videos are getting pushed out to the masses right now. So there's going to be even more people realizing that you could buy these fake items, make you look like you're super rich for a fraction of the price. Of course, like Chanel bags are thousands of dollars. And we'll see copy after copy of these creators trying to show all of their wealth and gain hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers because of it. One of the other things that I don't like in the terms of just overconsumption in general, we could look at some of the comments, the yellow app DHgate is expensive as well. So even the replica items, it's not like you're buying the Chanel bag for $5 instead of buying it for $5,000. You doing all of these hauls of replica items still is not cheap. But this kind of stuff also shows no sign of stopping. Here's another creator. Her entire channel is based off of affordable fashion. It even says it in her bio, your affordable fashion BFF, 300,000 followers.
I just ordered a bunch of new shoes for summer, so let's go through them. Details for all of these will be in my like to know it. I'll put it in the caption. So let's go through them all. These are stunning leather bottoms. What the bottom looks like. You can never have enough sneakers, and I'm obsessed with Asics lately.
So all of these are still replica items and just feeds into the overconsumption. Of course, it'll still be cheaper than you going to the Asics store and buying the running shoes or the Chanel shoes, but it's still just buying stuff you don't need. And in the end, I don't think many of these people have an absolute passion for fashion. Didn't mean to rhyme that. They don't want to design clothes and do it for a living. Most of the time, they're buying this stuff still to just show off to other people when they walk around.
And that's why you start to see a lot of these kind of fleeting influencers. You'll see these people come on the internet, they'll show off these nice things, and then 9 months later they disappear off of the face of the earth. It's because they went out and they financed a lot of things, and then they realized the cost of managing this lifestyle, and it's very difficult.
So now people are trying to skip this step and not actually spend a ton of money, and they're just going straight for the replica items. I mean, in the end, I don't really care if you wear authentic or fake items, but as you could see, this is getting pushed on to the normal everyday people too.
I'm telling you, they don't f*** my head up with this yellow app. My girl talking about she wants Dior. Baby, we is Pior. But nah, we gonna figure it out. I just ordered some Dior sandals for her through the yellow app, and when they get here, I'll do a review, see if they look good or not. I don't know shit about sandals, so I'll post it, and y'all let me know what the quality is like.
So now we have a normal FedEx driver going and buying replica Dior items because they saw the influx in content on TikTok with the yellow app DHgate, which was a result of the people showing their luxury lifestyles and how many millions of dollars that they spent at any of these stores, or how many cars, houses, vacations they take, whatever. So overall, I still think that this is a bad thing on society as a whole. Maybe it is cheaper in the end, so you're not going to the Louis Vuitton store and using Klarna just to be able to buy one single item, but people are still definitely spending way more money than they should. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.